Hello, fifth graders. Wanted to go ahead and go over lesson 88 in science with you. So we covered all the different types of levers. We covered inclined planes. We covered screws, wedges, wheels and axles, and now we have pulleys. Okay, so we're going to talk about what a fixed pulley is, a movable pulley, and a pulley system in order to lift up a load. Okay, so and I don't have one to demonstrate to you right now, but if you've never seen a pulley before, basically what it is, most pulleys, they just look like a wheel, and then you have a piece of rope that goes over it, and you pull down on one side and the load comes up on the other side. So the most basic example that most people know is a well. So if you think about a well, the bucket goes into the well, and it's got this wheel at the top of it with a rope that goes over the wheel. And when you pull down on the rope, the bucket comes up with the water in it. So that is a pulley. Okay. So we're on page 8, and I'm going to read paragraph 1. It says, a pulley is a wheel over which a rope, cable, or chain moves. Pulleys are used to change the direction of the effort or to change the effort needed to move a load. A pulley that is attached to a stationary object is called a fixed pulley. So if the object isn't going to move, it's a fixed pulley. A pulley that moves with the load is called a movable pulley. A combination of pulleys that work together is called a pulley system. So sometimes there's a bunch of different pulleys that you put together, and that's a pulley system. If the pulley stays in one spot, it's fixed. And if it moves around as it goes, it's movable pulley. Okay, so at the beginning of the first sentence, highlight the word pulley. Okay, and it's to change the direction of the effort or the effort needed. So like I said, you pull down on the rope and the load is going to come up. So it kind of works opposite directions. And then if it's a stationary or unmoving object, it's a fixed pulley. So at the end of the third sentence, highlight the words fixed pulley. Okay, so it's also sometimes called a stationary pulley. Stationary just means it's not moving. Like if you've ever ridden on a stationary bicycle, that's like an exercise bicycle that people use, and it doesn't go anywhere. It stays put to the ground. You're not going to travel on a stationary bike. So a stationary pulley just stays put. Okay, so like you all raise the flag, right? Every morning at school when we used to do it. The pulley at the top of the flagpole is a fixed pulley or a stationary. So as you pull down on the rope, the flag raises up. That's a pulley system, or just a pulley, not a pulley system. There's only one. Okay, so you highlighted fixed pulley, and then a pulley that moves along with the load is a movable pulley. So if you highlight at the end of the fourth sentence, highlight fixed pulley. And then if there's a combination of them all put together, it's called a pulley system. That's the end of the last sentence. Highlight pulley system. And it has at least one fixed and one movable pulley to be a pulley system. So you can look at the diagrams in the middle of the page. Okay, the first diagram is a fixed pulley. So if you have your paper printed out, you can write next to the first diagram, fixed pulley. Okay, and then the second one is a movable pulley. If you have it printed out, you can write movable next to that one. And then the third diagram is a movable pulley. You can write movable pulley, pulley system. Second one's the movable pulley. Third one is the pulley system. So if you notice, it has there's more than one pulley. If you see more than one wheel, you have more than one pulley. Okay? So you have a fixed pulley at the top, and then you have a movable pulley as well. Okay? And that's a pulley system. All right. So the force that's called the effort is needed to raise a load by using a pulley. So the effort is where you're going to pull it, right? And the load is what you're pulling up. So you should already remember all those words that we've used before. Okay, so there's a slideshow to watch And it's going to show you how you can make and use a fixed pulley. They're pretty simple to make. It's just a wheel and a rope or a chain or a cord, something like that. But on lesson 88, slideshow B is going to show you how you can make a fixed pulley, which we would have done in class also, which is kind of cool to see. We would have taken a rope and a binder clip, or a pulley, a rope, and a binder clip in order to make our fixed pulley. Okay, but you can watch that slideshow, and if you have the materials at home, maybe you want to try making one yourself. All right, let's see. I'm going to skip over all that stuff. And then there's also a slideshow that shows you how to make a movable pulley if you want to do that. So slideshow C is going to show you how to make a movable pulley. And there's a slideshow A in there somewhere too. Did I skip over slideshow A? Oh yeah, slideshow A is going to show you pictures of different types of pulleys. So there's 3 different slideshows to watch with this lesson. Slideshow A is just going to show you pictures of what the pulleys look like. Slideshow B is going to tell you how to make a fixed pulley. And then slideshow C tells you how to make a movable pulley, which, like I said, if you have those materials at home, it's kind of a cool thing to try to make and test it out if you have some spare time. Okay, and then slideshow D, there's 4, I was wrong, there's actually 4. So slideshow D is going to show you how to make a pulley system. Okay, so to really understand the difference between the 3, you should watch the slideshow, because I don't have any pulleys here to demonstrate with you right now, but you can kind of think about what the flagpole is like. That's the fixed pulley is pretty easy to understand. The other 2 might be a little more complicated, so make sure you're checking out those pictures and watching the slideshow that tells you how to make one as well. And I do encourage you to try to make one yourself if you can. Okay, and you can use a binder clip, a wheel, and a rope, or there's other things you can use as well. So just watch the slideshow and it'll show you how to make them. Okay, but the main thing to remember with the pulley is your effort is going down, you're pulling down, and the load is coming up. Okay, and then you have that fixed point, which is the wheel. It's not totally fixed because it's still moving, but you have that fixed pulley, or the movable pulley is going to move along with it, or you might have a combination of the 2 in the pulley system. Okay, so after you're done watching those slideshows, you can go ahead and do your lesson 88 review sheet.